Okay guys, I think we're going to do a troubled one bag today. I'm tired. I missed Durbin's auction, most of it, so I'm going to pan out a bag of dirt. Or little one. Anyway, here we go. We're going to do a TO bag, troubled one bag. So let's open that up, see what she looks like. Throw that over there. You know what? Sometimes I think that these bags are meant to fool people instead of help them. I don't really know how to get this open. Oh, come on, you. That's what you get with fat fingers. Alright, there we go. We got some dirt. And again, like normal, I pan or I classify two sizes. Anything that'll go through this screen, anything that don't. And there's some nice finds in there, boy. Oh, I see a green rock. I don't know what that is, but we'll take that out of there. And we got all kinds of little shinies in there. Little polished rocks. We'll get the big ones out while we're doing this. Come on, you. Get out of there. I can't get it. We'll get them out of there and then we'll pick them out with the tweezers. Let's see. Where am I going to put these other ones? Let's put these bigs in this one right here. We'll move this back a little bit. We'll move this one up here. So about like that. We'll put them bigs in there. Throw the rest of that in there. Yeah, I don't think there's anything left in there. We got green rocks in there. We got all kind of rocks in here. We got regular rocks in there. We got a purple rock in there. I don't know what this one is, but nice and purple. A lot of green rocks in this one, where in the TO bag there's a lot of blue ones. So we'll have a nice mixture of rocks. Whatever the hell they are, I don't know. And some gets caught in the screen. And there's some that went on the table. We'll put the bag over here. Let's see. We have a little bit, I think. Let's put the trash over here with that stuff. And we will sweep what little we got right here back down into the pan. Alright. There we go. There we clean off the table. That's what's nice about having these stainless steel tables. Alright, here's my favorite panning pan. So we're going to dump this into there a little at a time. And we'll see what we get. Alright, let me put this up here. Let me drag this over there. We got water already to go. So we'll just see what this looks like, should we? It's not too dirty. It is really sandy though. Not too dirty. I don't mind that at all. I thought I saw a piece glinting at me, but that might have been mica. So we get. A lot of sand. I don't see any peeking up at me, and I don't see a lot of black sand in this. I think maybe we can pull that back and see if there's anything in there, but I don't think, I didn't see anything anyway. And you guys know that I use squirt bottles to clean out the light stuff as I go. Oh, I see a piece up there now. I see some gold. Let's squirt this stuff out of here. I think maybe there was a piece of gold in there. We'll have to be real careful squirting here. I think we're going to clean that, and that's it right there. I'm going to try to get that other piece of gold back up in there. I thought I saw a piece float down there, but that could have been something else. I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, there's some gold in there. I'll bet there's some littler stuff. That little guy right there needs to stay up there. Well, that's what we got in the first little, spilling water as we go. That's what we got in the first little pan there. So let's just squirt the rest of this stuff out into this pan, because like all of you guys, I pan everything 2 or 3 times just to make sure. Just to make sure. Get that snuffered up real quick. Oop. Well, some of it worked, some of it didn't. There we go. Got her that time. I don't see anything up in there. Alright. Try a little more. Let's see what we get out of here. I don't know if this was supposed to be a quarter or a half bag. So, we'll see. We'll see, I guess. We will see, we will see. I haven't done a trouble one bag in a long time, so I'm kind of curious. Kind of curious. And it's not marked on the bag what this is supposed to be. A lot of times I get half gram bags. I've got some 1/4 gram bags, not many, but I have some. And I haven't done B&B Prospecting's Halloween bottle yet. I got that over there. I got 9 Fingers over there. I got a goldnuggetsales.com over there, and I got another one. Looks like can't tell you for sure. It looks like there's a little more black in here, but hard to say yet. Yeah, it don't look like there's that much black sand there, but there's a little bit more than there was. I see it up over there in the corner, so. Alright, let's see what we got in here. If we got anything. Let's see what we got, if we got anything. Getting down to some black. There's a little black in there. Oh, I see a little piece up there in that corner. Doesn't look like it wants to stay up there though. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's a little up there. Yeah, I see it. I see ya. I think there's a little floating too. Well, that's what we got out of the second pan so far. I know you can see it. It's right up there. There ain't that much, but there's some in there. All right, let's get that out of there. All right. Let's shake her down one more time just to be sure. A lot of times I screw up. A lot of times I screw up. You can't tell me that you guys don't screw up any. Might be some little bitty stuff up there. No. If that's gold, it sure wants to float on down, because I don't see. No, that thing's just floating all over the place, so I don't think that's a piece of gold. I thought it was, but it was not. Let's add a little more and see what we get. This is a good sized bag. I kind of like that. Well, you can tell the light stuff wants to float right out as soon as you put water in there. As soon as you put some water in there, that light stuff wants to float right out. I wonder what kind of sand this is. It's really hard to tell sometimes. And maybe my panning technique is not the best, but I usually get what I'm supposed to get, so well, there's a little in there too up in that black sand. There's more black sand as we go deeper here, it looks like. Looks like we got a couple pieces of silver in there too, is what it looks like. Yeah, I'm not real sure what those are. They're stones of some type. Hold up a second. Let me get tweezers. We'll take a look at this. We'll put that over there. And we're going to take a real close look at these guys. Appear to be magnetic. Appear to be magnetic. Okay. I don't know if you can see those two little bitty shiny down at the bottom, two little bitty shiny, just little bitty things. They almost look silver, but I think they're a stone. So I'm taking a little magnetics out of there. They don't appear to be magnetic anyway. Those are magnetic. Well, I don't know what they are, but they sure are different. And there looks like one piece of gold that wants to float to the side, but I don't know if that's gold. Nope. That's a rock. There is some little bitty gold in there I can see. I think that's gold. But it's not tapping down, so I don't think I'm missing a whole lot. Doesn't want to tap down. That's what gets me. There you go. That's what we got out of that pan. And we'll get that snuffered up. They don't need bubbles. They don't need bubbles. And there might be one little piece I didn't get there yet. Yeah, gone that time. All right. You know, it's all gets saved. It all goes through the pan again. All right, another one. See what we got. And you see these white dish pans, I have two of these. So I got a pan inside of a pan, just simply for pouring off dirty water. And I got these white pans, and I'll drain them, and I'll let that stuff dry out again, or I won't, and then I'll just go right back through it again. Could go through it wet again, or I could go through it dry. It doesn't make any difference. I got to reclassify it as I go. Or I could use another pan for different classifications. So it kind of makes a difference. Kind of depends on what I'm getting for gold. If I go through it 3 or 4 times, but I can tell you right now, I go through this stuff quite a little. I don't do it on video, but okay, let's see what we got, shall we? I see a little more up there. That separated a lot easier that time. Except for that black sand, this is not bad. Pretty easy panning. But it looks like there's one little flake up in there. In that black sand. There it goes. Now it's tapping down. Now we get that black sand out of there, I think. No, I don't want that to go down. There's a couple little bitty small pieces right there. Little bitty guys. I mean fly poop. Real bad. Get that one back up there. Get up there. You guys get out of here. Okay, that's what we got in that one. Not a lot, but there's some. Not a lot, but there's some. Alright, let's see if we can get this snuffered up. What's it looking like? Oh yeah, there's some in there, by golly. I almost want to go through and do this again on this one, because there's some little stuff in there. No, don't look like it, but better to be safe than sorry. Well, that little piece went right up there, so but it didn't stay. It won't stay. So I'm not real sure about that one. But we might catch it when we go back through. We'll catch it when we go back through it, I'm sure. If it's anything. Oop, here we go. Well, we got a couple more left anyway. What do you think? I like these Trouble One bags. They're a little bit more of a challenge. Yeah, they got those gemstones in, which I'm not real thrilled with. I gotta pick all them things out, but because most of them aren't semi-precious gems anyway, it's costume stuff. So it doesn't, but I give them away, so if I find garnets in there, whatever, because I know those green rocks aren't emeralds. And I think a lot of that is colored glass, some of it, but we'll see what's in the big stuff anyway. And I got one more RJ bag left, but there's supposed to be a gram nugget in one of them bags. I think he did 100 bags. And I got 2 of them. And I hadn't heard of anybody finding a nugget in any of their bags yet, so I don't know. Maybe I'll get lucky. There's some black sand in this one. And we're starting to come to the black sand, so I don't really want to take too much black out. That's good right there. Let's knock some of that sand down. come. And it won't come down. Yeah, there's some gold in there. I can see it. Yep. Pretty good little bunch. All these little sparklies in there, you think could be fly poop gold, but it won't tap up like a little bit bigger pieces. So you kind of think to yourself, nah, I don't think so. There's a little fly poop in there. I can see that. There is some little fly poop in that. I can see that. Oh, this one. Get out of there, Bubbles. Don't need you. Got him that time. I'm gonna see if any of that little stuff taps up. Looks like maybe a couple little pieces right there. We got them though. Alright. See what we got in this last one, should we? See what we get in the last one. And then I'll have to clean it up. We'll do a snuffer dump, but I'll have to heat it and beat it and weigh it, and then we'll come back and we'll show you the weight. But I thought I'd want to pan this stuff out. I do have the bigs we got to go through yet, and then once we're done with that, we'll do a snuffer dump. But for me to sit there and pick out all those little stones is kind of crap. So I'm going to dump all the other stones and the copper from the RJ's bag into something else. Find another bag to put them in. The copper I'll just put with the copper, and we'll melt all that stuff. But all those little gems, I'll send them to Jenna and Blake, and Blake can play with those. Maybe get him interested in rocks, I don't know. Maybe get him interested in jewelry. Shit, who knows? Yeah, I don't see anything up there in that corner, but this is where it should be. Down in the bottom. Alright, let's see what we got here. Well, there's some black sand in there, that's for sure. Looks like a little up in there. There's another one of them little bitty translucent little rocks that I don't know what they are. Makes me really wonder sometimes. Looks to me like there's some really small gold in here, but I don't see it tapping up to the top. Oh yeah, there it walks. There's walking. God dog. And tap her back up again. No, there's a piece over here. It's got to go back up there. Let's whiz over this out of here, should we? That's what happens when you don't take enough out on the initial pan. You get way too much in here and it screws you up. Alright, let's just wash this whole thing down. Now let's see what we got. Sand wants to come off that side, we'll take it off that side. Yep. Well, kind of what we got there for the final. So we'll see. We'll get that snuffered up and shoot the. We gotta do the. Holy shit. Course. Golly. I got the little one that was over there though. That's the one I really wanted to get on the initial. There we go. Looks like I got way too much jet dry in this water. Wow. Alright, now we're going to do the bigs. What do you think? We going to see anything in this? Let's take out some of this big rock already. Because we don't need that in there. See any big gold? No, but I see a lot more of those little translucent rocks. This one's a little bigger though. Can you see it? Can you see it? I tell you what, man. That's hard for me to see. I don't know what it is, but another one right there, a little bigger. Probably polished glass, for all I know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. Anybody know what those green ones are? And no guessing emeralds, because they're not emeralds. I didn't even check for magnetics, did I? I know there's magnetics in there though, because it sticks to my tweezers. Yep. Got more greenies. There's some more of those clear ones. There is something that looks kind of reddish. Hard to tell between red and black when you're looking at it like that. That one looks reddish. I guess we'll tell when we pan it. I'm not gonna sit here and pick through too much more. There's another one of those. I thought I saw another one of those clear ones. Yeah, right there. There's another one right there. Really hard to tell if these are red or black sometimes. That looks a little purplish. Same with that one. I don't know about that one. It looks kind of black. That's definitely black, I think. I'll show them to you when we're done. Whoop. Drop that one. That looks like gold. Well, let's see here. And what I hate about wearing glasses, my glasses come down on my nose. And I can't see close up unless they're really high on my nose. Bifocals and all. And you got to keep pushing them up all the time to see all this little stuff real close. Just bothers the shit out of me. Yeah. More clear stuff. You notice I don't take any of the white stuff out? Because I know most of that's quartz. If it has a distinctive color, then I take it out, or if it's clear, but There's another clear piece right there. Look at that. That one was so thin it was hard to even see. Look. Yeah. I saw another clear piece over here, a little one. I don't know where it went to. I was chasing that red one around. Another red one right in there. Yep. I saw another one right here too, I thought. Is that a red one? Hold up a second, I can't tell. Gotta push my glasses up again. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Now this one right here is interesting, because that looks like a tooth. You see that? That looks like a tooth. I've skinned enough critters to know what a tooth is. There's a red one. Alright, now let's see. Here's a semi-clear one. Yeah, we'll put it in there for right now. There we go. Alright, well, let's just dump it in here. That, my friends, is a piece of gold. I need another little pan. That, my friends, is a piece of gold. You gotta watch when you're transferring from one pan to another. Even if you're doing it on the smooth side, that gold likes to sit on that first ridge right there. And that's exactly what that one did. And it looks like there might be another one there. Yep. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not. But look at that. You see it sitting on that first ridge right there? Little flat, and I don't know if that's gold or if it's a rock. I'll squeeze it and see if I can. It looks like gold. Yeah. It doesn't look like it's going to squish, so we'll put it in there with that, and we'll check it later. Those, I think, are rocks, but yep, that's it for that. Let's see if there's any gold in here at all. I'm thinking there probably is a couple of pieces in here. Now, if I see a garnet, I'll take them out as I'm going. Huh. Interesting rocks. There's some interesting rocks in here. I see a little copper in there. Not as much in the RJ bag. The RJ bag had a lot of copper in it. A lot of copper. Ah, there's some gold in there. I can see some. I can see some. I see some. I think that's about enough. We'll pull that back. We'll pull that back because I don't want to. I see some, looks like gold on top, but you never know. Shouldn't be on top. Okay. Now there looks like a piece that floated. We'll put these little pieces back in there. And see what they are. There might be one piece in there that I saved. Nope, I saved a couple of pieces there. You know what? I'm so unsure of that piece that we're going to look at it real close, and that is not gold, and neither are those two. All right, that's the gold up there. There's a couple other pieces I was looking at, and a lot of times they can fool you, but if you look at them under a loop, you can tell some of this gold can get pretty dirty, so you really have to look at it hard. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. See if we can get some of this picked up. Yep, got most of it. Didn't get all of it. Oh, I should have just left it in there. I'm going to do a snuffer dump anyway. So what the heck. Quarter gram, probably. Let's get her all up into a corner here. Dump some of this water off the lamp and see what kind of a smile I can make for you. Still trying to get a little bit of that black sand out of there, but get out of there. And now, just to be sure, I'm going to look at it all. And there's a rock right there. And there's a rock right there. And a couple of pieces of dirty gold up in there too. There's some rock up in there yet. I see a couple of big pieces. Right there's one. There's one piece of dirty gold in there too. Yep, You're gonna fall out of there for me. There you go. That's what we got out of that bag. It don't look too bad. That'll be a 1/4 gram, I think. I think that'll be a 1/4 gram. Got to get her in my pan. We got to get it in my little heating pan, heat her up, dry her out, and get the scale plugged in. We'll be right back.